Oh, cinema. I really thought we were past things like this. I mean, it's 2021. Things like this have no place existing, let alone restoring the silver screen back to its former glory after being shut down for so long, because I highly doubt the unwashed masses were breaking down the door to endure their overpriced snacks for Dogtanian and the Three Musky Hounds, and Fast and Furious is fun for memes but doesn't really seem to have much staying power at the moment. No, for that we need the stability of the Evil Empire's MCU, the reliably fun, ridiculously expensive TV show that's dominated cinema for the last decade. And this week's episode is what the trade calls a bottle episode, where we examine a character's past and actions in a way which doesn't affect the main plot in any way, allow the audience a chance to breathe, and for the studio to test run some minor characters to see if they can be allowed to play in the big leagues if the audience takes them. To which I say, hell yes, each of the main characters should definitely come back and quit before their agents make their prices go up. It's just that, well, and I'm not sure how to say this, so I'm just going to say it and hope that you're sitting down as you watch this. It's in 3D. I know, right? I thought 3D was a dead gimmick, that it had ceased to be, that it had expired and gone to meet its maker, a stiff bereft of life, it rests in peace, that it had kicked the bucket, shuffled off this mortal coil, run down the curtain and joined the bleeding choir invisible. This is an X-gimmick. Oh, don't look at me like that. What did you think I was upset about? Anyway, leaving aside the terrible, awful gimmick which no one should support, I didn't. I just grabbed the first screening that didn't clash with the Lions rugby game against the Sharks, which was the only sporting event anyone in the UK cared about on the 7th of July 2021. Right? This is a really good little film. I mean, it's a little saggy in the first act, and the villains are just tragic. I mean, on one hand, you have this awesome villain in Taskmaster who can copy your every move and just seems to be as relentless as a Terminator, but it's just wasted. I mean, they've got the potential to be the coolest villain since Winter Soldier and Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and to be honest, there's a few similarities in the plot as well, but instead they just sort of turn up, do their thing, and then go away again, instead of being this lingering, relentless, menacing shadow cast over the whole film. I mean, I genuinely forgot that they were a thing most of the time, which is a shame, as they had this awesome chase through Budapest, which to my mind was one of the best moments of the film, but even then it was over too quickly for my liking. A villain like this should be hunting you relentlessly, rejecting every trick and trap you've got until you're down to your last breath, where your survival happens only through some desperate improvisation, not because of something you've done before. That kind of thing seems like it shouldn't work. The film's also a bit of a tonal mess as well. For the first half, it's shot like a Paul Greengrass style knockoff as Black Widow goes on the run following the events of Civil War before her past ends up to send her off on another thrilling adventure. Although it was here that I found my biggest issue with the film, because I seriously doubt that Black Widow would not only watch Moonraker, but know the lines to the script. I mean, surely she would be a fan of the tortured but driven to fulfill his mission Bond, played by the second best Bond ever, Timothy Dalton, and would therefore watch the best Bond film ever in Licence to Kill. I mean, I know a Welshman playing Bond's a bit of a dour misery guts, might be playing international stereotypes just a bit, but still.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
Widow should have higher standards than flaming Moonraker is all I'm saying. I mean, bad film for spoiling Scarlett Johansson's alleged final time playing Black Widow. Bad! But at about the halfway mark, the Greengrass style of film goes away and we're back to business as usual. I mean, it's more grounded than MCUs have become, because this film remembers that its characters are just people. Very well trained people, but still people. I also like that it explained why this particular threat hadn't been mentioned in previous films, which all take place ahead of this film in the timeline.
Wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Now, I know that a lot of people have been saying that Lady Macbeth star Florence Pugh steals the show, and she is amazing, but to my mind, the film was stolen by Stranger Things' David Harbour as Red Guardian, and it's always nice to see Rachel Weisz in blockbuster films. It reminds me that I should probably watch The Mummy again at some point in the future. But yeah, with the exception of the worst Russian accent since Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 turning up towards the end,
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
the casting is amazing, the action is good, if slightly cartoony at points, and was definitely better when the film thought it was a spy film, before the director remembered that they were in a Marvel movie and therefore had a higher budget than the GDP of several small countries put together. So, Black Widow then. It's a bit of a tonal mismatch. The first half drags and the villains need a lot of work done, but our heroes are fun, the action mostly exciting, and it's a solid goodbye to the original Black Widow and a really good introduction to some fun new figures who I hope to see again. So, I definitely think that you should see it, but What do you guys think? And what is your favourite female-led action film? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, it's been a Donkey. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.